This is the Black Agenda Morning Shot being brought to you by Kali Akuno in Atlanta, Georgia for Wednesday, July 28th, 2010, bringing you some news that you can use. We're going to start in Atlanta, Georgia with a mobilization that happened on Saturday, July 24th that was organized by Sister Song, Spark for Reproductive Justice, and Sister Love, and a host of other progressive organizations in the greater Atlanta metro region. The demonstration was held against anti-choice movement activists who are conducting what activists are calling a joyride campaign being led by Glenn Beck and Advena King. This anti-choice movement calls itself the Freedom Rise and is targeting black women with an insidious media campaign to promote legislation, anti-abortion legislation in Atlanta, Georgia. What I'd like to do is read a statement from one of the organizations that supported this demonstration that happened on Saturday, July 24th. This is brought to you by the New African Women's Caucus of the Malcolm X Grassroots Movement, and in part it reads, "The caucus stands in solidarity with Spark and Reproductive Justice, now Sister Song and Sister Love, in their campaign to stop the disruptive tactics of an injudicious and corruptive anti-choice agenda. The attacks of the so-called Freedom Rides, organized by Glenn Beck and Advena King, follow a time-tested pattern of divide and conquer and use and exploit our communities to further an exclusive political agenda. We reject the hijacking of the historical narrative of our people's struggle from white supremacy and apartheid and distort our victories against these oppressive systems. One of the central principles of the Malcolm X Grassroots Movement is the right of self-determination. We understand the recent and historical attacks of the right-wing anti-choice movement against women and black women in particular to be nothing less than an attempt to stifle the progress and gains of the women's and reproductive justice movements. The attempt to appropriate the name and images of the Freedom Rides of the 1960s with the conservative political agenda of the anti-choice movement is offensive and dangerous. The right-wing joyriding appropriation is a distraction and distracting ploy to draw attention away from their true agenda. Their goal is to reverse the political gains of the civil rights movement and restore the power of a patriarchal state over women's bodies." Further, the statement reads, "The messaging of the anti-choice movement is so distorted and manipulative that it often deceives elements in our communities, particularly the more spiritually observant sectors. Their agenda, with new tactics, appears to be more compassionate, more concerning, and promises outcomes that would appear to strengthen and support black communities. Not only is this not true, that is not their intent at all. Their objective is to divide the black community and weaken our political power, concentrated power that when united can defeat the agenda of the right." It concludes by saying that the struggle for reproductive justice must be central to all the people's struggles in the United States. That's black, indigenous, Puerto Rican, Hawaiian, Latino, Asian, etc., struggling for justice in the United States. Self-determination and liberation comes with having power over ourselves, our families, our communities, and our bodies. Weak ploys of an anti-choice agenda by anti-reproductive justice conservatives will not be allowed to gain further ground in our communities. Now, if you would like more information on this reactionary campaign and the struggle being led by the reproductive justice movement to stop it, please go to the following websites. You can visit Sister Song at www.sistersong.net, or you can visit Spark for Reproductive Justice at www.sparkrj.org. Again, those websites are www.sistersong.net for Sister Song and www.sparkrj.org for Spark. Again, this is Kali Akuno bringing you some news that you can use for the Black Agenda Report.